Having trouble getting your Maytag front load washer to start? You're not alone. I'm Ed with AppliancePartsPros.com, here to help you solve the mystery. When a washer just won't kick into action, it usually comes down to three suspects: the ACU, the user interface, or the door lock. Now, if appliance repair is new to you, don't worry, this one's easier than you might think. So go ahead and roll up your sleeves. We'll take it one step at a time and get that washer back in business. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. For today's job, you'll need a 1/4-inch nut driver, a number 20 Torx bit, a multimeter, and a pair of needle nose pliers. And as always, safety first. Unplug the washer or shut off the breaker before you start. Once the power is safely off, we can dig into troubleshooting your Maytag front load washer. The first thing we're going to check is the appliance control unit, or ACU. Think of this as the washer's main computer. If it's not getting power, not sending out voltage, or can't talk to the user interface, the washer might light up but never start a cycle. Start by removing the top panel. There are 3 screws in the back. Slide the panel back and lift it off. Now look towards the back right corner, and you'll see the ACU mounted on a bracket with several wires running to it. Go ahead and plug the washer back in, then check the status LED on the ACU. It should blink once per second. If that light is off or just frozen, the board might not be operating right. We'll verify that with some meter tests. Unplug the washer again and take a look at the interface filter. That's the part sitting between the power cord and the ACU. Check for any signs of burnt terminals or loose wires. Then plug the washer back in. Extreme care should always be taken to protect against electric shock, which could potentially result in serious injury. Please do not test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter around live voltage. If you'd like to know more about how to use the multimeter, we put together a comprehensive tutorial for you, so check out the link in the description. Set your multimeter to AC voltage and make sure you're getting 120 volts at both the input and output of that filter. If you've got power in but not out, you'll need to replace the filter before going further. Now find connector J2 on the ACU. With the washer plugged in, test between pins 1 and 2. You should see 120 volts AC. If you don't, the ACU isn't getting main power. Switch your meter over to DC and check connector J19. Between pins 2 and 4, you should get 5 volts DC, and between pins 1 and 4, you should get between 12 and 13 volts DC. If one or both are missing or jumpy, the ACU's internal power supply has likely failed. Last, we'll check the data line. Test between pins 3 and 4 on that same connector J19. If the board's working like it should, you should see some fluctuating low voltage signals showing it's communicating with the user interface. If that signal's flat, even with good DC power, the communication circuit in the ACU is bad. If the board fails any of these tests, it needs to be replaced. But if everything checks out, the ACU is good and we'll move on. Next up, the user interface. This is the console that sends the start command and talks to the ACU. If the panel isn't responding right, the washer is not going anywhere. Start by pressing several buttons on the console. You should hear a beep and see the display respond. If the panel seems sluggish or certain buttons do nothing, try entering the service diagnostic mode. With the washer in standby, press any 3 buttons except for power in a 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3 pattern, all within 8 seconds. If the console and ACU are talking, all the LEDs will light up and 888 will appear. Once you're in diagnostics, press the first button again. This kicks off the HMI test. Press each button and watch for its light or display segment to shut off. If one doesn't, that button is bad. Even if the console seems to work, it still depends on the ACU to supply power. Recheck the J19 for that 5 volts and 12 volts DC supply. If one's missing, the issue isn't the console, it's the ACU. If voltages are good but the console is still glitchy or won't enter diagnostics, check the serial data line on the J19 pin 3. If the signal is fluctuating but the console still won't behave, it may not be interpreting the data correctly. That points to a bad user interface. Disconnect power and remove the console. To access the UI, start by removing the dispenser drawer. Slide it out and press the tab on top. Then remove the 2 screws behind the dispenser drawer. Once those are out, remove the 2 screws on top of the console. Release the tabs along the top. Now we can inspect the wiring harness between the UI and the ACU. Look for bent pins, moisture, or loose connection. Any of those could be the culprit. If diagnostics won't start, the HMI test fails, or the UI just keeps acting up, even with solid voltage and data, the console needs to be replaced. The last thing that can keep your washer from starting is the door lock assembly. The washer has to confirm the door is shut and locked before it can begin a cycle. Start by checking the door strike for cracks or looseness. When you press start, you should hear the door lock engage. If you don't, we'll test it out. Find connector J7 on the ACU. Plug the washer in, close the door, and press the start. Once you hear the lock click, unplug the washer so it's safe to test. Pull connector J7 off the ACU and test the solenoid coils between pins 2 and 3. You should get between 60 and 90 ohms. If it reads open, the coil is burnt out. Then test the door close switch, pins 1 and 3. With the door shut, you should see a closed circuit, about 0 to 2 ohms. If it reads open, the switch isn't detecting the door. Finally, check the door lock feedback, pins 1 and 2. This should also read closed when the door lock is energized. If not, that internal feedback switch has failed. If any of these come up bad, the door lock assembly needs to be replaced. To replace the door lock, open the door, remove the door boot spring, peel back the door boot, remove the screws holding it to the front panel, then reach your hand in behind the door boot and pull out the door lock assembly. Unplug the wire harness and set it aside. Here's the old door lock, and here's the new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. Go ahead and install the new door lock by reconnecting the wiring, exactly how it was before. Reinstall the screws, then reinstall the door boot back onto the front panel and put the spring clamp back on. Then reinstall the top panel and restore power. After replacing any component, run the service diagnostic to make sure everything's working right. Enter diagnostics again and select the quick service cycle. Function code 012. The washer will lock the door, fill, drain, spin, and then unlock. If it finishes the cycle, your repair was a success. We hope this video helped you troubleshoot the issue with your Maytag front load washer. Once you figured out what part you need, grab your model number and head over to AppliancePartsPros.com. Most parts ship out the same day, so you'll have your washer running again in no time. Got your own shortcut or tip for this fix? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And as always, thanks for watching.